Gotta be a cheat, man.
Yeah, we back, y'all. We back, y'all. When the Trump pals, senior pals.
Now who the fuck you be, bitch? You know me.
Dr. Larry Powell. How you doing, Dr. Larry Powell?
I'm blessed, sir.
You good?
Yes, sir. Blessed.
So, Dr. Larry Powell, we want to focus on you right now, man.
Yes, sir.
Because you're doing some good things in the community. So I want to ask you about your story, your childhood, bro. How was your childhood?
You know, I grew up out North Nashville on 10th Avenue. You familiar with 10th Avenue?
I'm familiar with it. You know I am.
10th Avenue was wild, man. You know, coming up on 10th Avenue, Tuesdays and Thursdays was some great entertainment for us as kids, because every Tuesday and Thursday the Vice would come on the block and they would have a RV, and they would park this RV on this side of the corner, but they'll go down to under the tree where all the hustlers and stuff was at. At the time they were selling weed. Weed was a big thing then, back when it come in a little gold bag.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah. And you know, so when the Vice would be out, they'll be the dealers, they'll be the hustlers.
Yeah.
The Vice be the ones selling the weed. And when
those things and shit,
things, when they pull up, you know, so you pull up to buy your weed, and once you purchase it, they'll radio into the Vice. They'll come in unmarked cars and jump out on you, arrest you, and take you to jail. And you know, you had to go through, get your car from being told, you know, the processes you got to go through. That was growing up on 10. On 10, yes sir, growing up at 10 at the 37208, which, you know, became the highest incarceration zip code in the world. And which later incarcerated me. So
let me ask you, what did they get you for to be incarcerated?
Well, you know, the crack, I came up in the crack era.
Yeah,
you know,
I did too.
Yes, sir. I was falsely accused of a murder, and I had to take to trial and prove my innocence. Because I was always taught that, hey, if I didn't do it, I ain't gonna admit to it. But
we all was taught that.
Yeah. R.I.P. Junior, may he rest in peace. You know, it was a sad moment at the time. He lost his life, and the state of Tennessee tried to accuse me for it, but I know in my heart I didn't do it, but I had to fight for my life. And I got a couple of drug charges, you know, and I got a foreign and a baby charge in West Tennessee, and with some money. And them guidelines when you hustle is different. You know, I didn't even know that just that far down the road that it could be a federal charge in the same state. You know, and I think $5,000 and probably like that was federal.
Different counties.
You know, so that was my incarceration period.
So how long did they give you?
I was fighting for my life. I ended up with everything. I ended up with 6 years. When the smoke cleared, I did 6 years.
6 years? Were you on in probation after?
Yeah, when I got out, I walked down 3 years of parole. I paroled out in 2008.
So after your life at the prison, what did you do? What was your focus after prison?
Once I got to prison, let's back up a little bit. When I got to prison,
yes sir,
I seen something, guys, that shook my world. You know what I seen?
What'd you see?
I seen young black men locked up for non-violent drug charges. And inside of the prison system, you got to take a drug program in order to make parole. But the program is not centered around dealers. It's centered around users. I've never been a user.
Right.
No, my trigger points is when I can't pay the rent or my kids got to eat. I was addicted to the money and the hustle.
Yeah.
So during my time in prison, I rehabilitated myself through the spirit of God, Holy Spirit, bro. And he gave me HA, which is Hustlers Anonymous. And now that I'm out, I dedicated myself to preaching and teaching HA. Because I believe that you could be addicted to the hustle just as well as you could be addicted to using it. But one, they give you treatment, and the other one, well, for the crack, they didn't give us treatment. And that locked us up whether we were using it or selling it.
Yeah.
But I dedicated myself to, coming out here, going back and teaching HA and letting everybody know, hey, this is an addiction. I picked up guys, and they've done 5, 7, 8 years. The first thing they get out of prison, and they right back on the block.
Yeah, they want to go get their, hey, I already know.
Yeah, that's an addiction.
They try to get back on.
Yeah, they try to get back on. Yes, sir. I've done it plenty of times to help guys do it. So, it's
So, TEN2, have you ever experienced anything like that?
The thing about what you said, the hustlers thing, is that's true, because nobody's attacking it from two different ends. Everybody's attacking it, well, you're a user, you go to rehab and they rehab you. There's no rehab for a nigga who just want to get money.
Right.
What is your rehab?
Your rehab is what it is.
But if you can find a way to reach brothers and say, hey, we can help you not only not do the drug no more, but try to win you or do something for you to have that desire to continue to hustle to get money, because it's a thing. It's some guys it's in their blood.
But you know that phase of life,
you
bro.
can put it in your blood, but you know that phase of life. The thing for me was, the hardest part of hustling for me, was leaving hustling, was the money.
The money.
The money. It took me like 3-4 years just truly not to even associate with people who I was even middleman and shit for.
Yeah.
And that was the thing for me, that's one thing. When I was like middleman and shit, I said, I've got to eliminate the middleman status. I got to.
You got to be the man.
No, it's just, if I'm going to take myself away from it, I can't be the middleman for your drug transaction, because I'm still selling drugs.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you still.
You see?
Yeah.
You're still, so even if, like, I don't have to pack myself, and people know I know what a pack is. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Niggas know. Hey, nigga, you know the pack is.
Association.
Exactly. So long as, for me, because the thing about my hustling time is that I got to see some majors and I got to deal with some minors. And it was just, at the end, I didn't want to be a jail daddy.
Right.
Because my homies was jail daddies. And now what I say by that is, my nigga, can you do this? My kids need clothes, this, that, can you like hook up dude and dude, you know what I'm saying, get your end and my end, send it to the girl and the kids. Man, I was like a soldier in that shit. I was a soldier with niggas that when they niggas in my organization, when they went to prison, we had like the penitentiary, we had like guards that they was serving powder to before they was even locked up. This motherfucker's a guard. So now I'm going to the prison, hollering at my mans, kicking it right there at the gate. This nigga's locked down for 8. I passed him gin and weed, because they kicked it for the Super Bowl. It was Super Bowl one weekend. They was like, man, can you bring a package to the prison? I'm like, bring a package to the prison? Niggas, you stupid. He's like, nah, I got you. Put it, give it to the white boy with the long hair, or put it in the trash can.
They do that now.
Y'all serious?
It'd be a whole celebration.
Yeah, but for me, I didn't want to be like, bring me some in prison. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? I wanted to do this. I chose to do this. And when it got to a point when I started having kids, I was like, well, I can't be that. I can't be no jail dad. I can't have, even though I didn't have a problem with helping my niggas provide for their kids off of prison shit that they looked up. I wasn't mad at that. It was my nigga. You know, when I was out, I was fucked up. He helped. He was down. We down.
Yeah.
We down until you know you come about this motherfucker. But please recognize I'm not gonna be doing this my whole life.
I like that term you use, prison daddy, because I didn't want to be a prison daddy.
Yeah.
When it came time for me to make parole, the parole board asked me, and they said, "Why should we let you go today, Mr. Pye?" I said, "I got to go home and be a father." You know, they said we hear that all the time, but you know, I really mean it.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta come home and make sure that I do what's right for mine. That they'll never have to come to a place like this.
For yours. Let's go.
That's real.
Yeah, let's go about yours. You know what I'm saying? Your pastorship. You know what I'm saying? How did you? When did you know that you wanted to be a pastor over yours? Meaning, the people that were in prison, like you the senior pastor of the church. You know what I'm saying? That says a whole lot, right? You know what I'm saying? That you want to be a pastor over the people that were just like you. So when did you have the desire to do that?
You know what? I was born with the desire, but out of my circumstances that I had to walk through in life brought me to my purpose. I'll give you an example. You familiar with Tattoo Wayne and Rose?
No, you really?
you know, like Tattoo Wayne and Rose, and we'll be out. We go get tatted up, and I pray for a new birth of freedom. Lord save me. Never read a Bible before. Mm-hmm. Never read a Bible before. I was caught.
But you already knew who he was.
Knew what was.
Who God was.
Well, I knew that it was a high power.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have no relationship with him. You know, I always seen that in my parents' house or my elder's house. I seen a Bible open on the table, and I knew that the words in red was supposed to be Jesus speaking. But I never took the time to read them myself or to focus on them. And through my situations and the way that I came up, you know, I telling you about Tattoo Wayne and Rose. I never forget Wayne and Rose told me, said, "Larry, it's something special about you. You don't supposed to be out here selling this crack like this. Like when you come in, you get man, I got the Holy Bible right here, but it say the Last Testament. I didn't even know it was supposed to say the New Testament." You know, I was so backward, but it all came together because testament and covenant, it was the last covenant that God is going to establish. So when Wayne telling me this, you know, like, hey, it's something that's what you're supposed to be doing. I actually thought it was supposed to be rap, bro. You know what I'm saying? I supposed to be using my mouth for rap, and then I thought it was supposed to be for comedian, but it wasn't none of the above.
You all for it, so
yeah. So when I got incarcerated and I'm facing these charges, I'm fighting for my life, and I'm in my prison cell, I'm doing push-ups. I look across my shoulder and I see I pray for a new birth of freedom. Lord, hear me. I said, that's salvation. I felt like John in the Bible. You know, I'm like, wow, that's salvation. And that's when it all started opening up my eyes, and I knew my purpose and my calling, bro. I had to feed my people what God was comforting me with. A certain demographic of people. I like how you put that.
Well, you know, God touches people in many, many different ways and many different times. You know, my thing, like when you said that you knew who he was, did you like participate in church when you was a kid? Because you know, every black girl
drag you to church.
I mean,
okay, well, as a kid, you know, man, my mama, you know, your mama give you that look. We stayed in church.
Yeah, you got your ass whooped.
She said, "Boy, you start acting like when we get home with you."
You already know.
She took us to church at one time. We stayed all day. Oh, I was hooping and crying and hollering, me and my brother, and you know, I never did go back. But as a teenager, like the brother was saying, I was fortunate enough to be in a relationship with a young lady that was in church. And I still didn't quite understand, but I was there.
Ain't nothing like a girl in church, boy. I swear to God.
But I was there for her, though.
Yeah, that's what
I was there for
her,
and not for the salvation of my soul.
Yeah.
So I still walked away empty.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know, it's great that you recognize that you walked away empty, because a lot of guys don't get that, man. You know, when it's a third party or second party involved with you being involved with church, a lot of people, you know, you don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I went to church a lot with my, just my mama, my grandmama. You know, it was like mandatory. You know what I'm saying? Especially even if it was like, man, I'm talking about like in the teen years, and there wasn't no, I ain't going today. If you didn't go, you had like fucking chores out the ass to do. And so I would just go on and go, because I wanted, my thing was, me and my little brother, Mark, we would just go because we knew when we get out, and we started planning.
Yeah, you already know.
Because the always that, like, we had a couple of guys who were Jehovah's Witness. Some believe in God, but they just didn't really go to church like that. So me and Mark had to go because my grandma was like, one, when he was born, when I was like 12 when he was born. So when I got in my teens, 16, I had to drive.
Yeah.
So it was no like, you can't go, how we gonna get there?
Yeah, you had to go, right.
I had to drive my grandma because my grandma would realize this nigga can drive.
Yeah.
He's gonna drive me to church.
And he gonna go.
Sunday. And that makes you have to go.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That's like 15, 16, So that made, me and my little brother have to go, and actually you have to go and participate because she just wasn't gonna let you sit there. Like my grandma, man, when you started falling asleep, you had to go go to the door. You got to go do something.
Yeah.
You sleep, you that boy, you need to be listening. You can't listen this long. But, long story short, it's just, to get something out of it. Now I'm older, and to have God in my life is just something I cannot live without.
Yeah, you can't live without
So I'm willing not to do the dumb stuff anymore, just to be pleasing to it. You gotta get over
it is a sacrifice,
it's
but
a sacrifice.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a surrender too, bro.
Yeah.
Most definitely surrender.
It's a change.
Yeah.
Like, how can my life change? If you're not satisfied with stuff in your life, how can he change it for me? What do I got to give up to do it? And if you truly recognize what you have to give up to do it, to see, at least hopefully it'll be in his will for you. He might be holding it back from you because you have this one flaw.
You the one doing it.
Hey God, what if I work on this one flaw, change this and that? I struggle with stuff like that to this day. Like, I'm ready to get rid of this or stop living like this. I don't really, just to like do business right and everything, man. I asked dude to help me with all that, and I'm just so thrilled. Because I was, I don't want to do bad business. Who wants to do bad business? I don't want to do bad business. Even you do bad business with difficult people. I had a problem with that.
That's the hardest.
If you ask me, he will help you. I'm telling you, he will help you, and you got to help yourself.
Yep.
You got to take the initiative, and I promise you, man.
Faith without works is dead.
It's dead.
Absolutely.
It's dead, man.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I'm saying? Being that you had all kind of hardships in your life. Recently, you had lost 3 of your kids. I know this is a little touchy subject, but when you lost your kids, and God, you being a pastor, were you mad at God?
I was not mad at God because I have witnessed God bring me from my lowest point.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I knew that he was going to do it again, and he going to do it again. And I noticed every low point, he brought me to a higher point. So our relationship was solid. I always say that, God go hard for me. That's, he go ham.
He go ham.
Yeah, he go ham. I one of his favorites. I believe that he the OG. And I'm not. Sometimes the devil be involved in some stuff. You know what I'm saying? But look at that as a big homie cow. I gotta respect the big homie cow.
So how did they? You know what I'm saying? How did they pass away, bro?
My daughter Malia was 14 years old, brother. And, she got stabbed 9 times with a Letterman knife by Isabella Johnson, another young lady, at Walmart on Dickerson Road. about 65 days later, my son was in a store on Clarksville Highway, and he ended up. I can't speak too much about it because it's still an open case. The Malia case is closed now, and the young lady Isabella, she's out. But my son case is still open, and you know that justice for Jawantes still going to court about that situation. But long story short, I received that call that my son had just been killed inside of a store out in North Nashville. And man, after my son passed, bro, we got to throw my father in. I lost my father 2 weeks after I lost my son.
I remember that.
And then 4 or 5 months after that, I lost one of my favorite uncles on my dad's side. And then just this past February, my youngest son, Jaquel, you know, shot himself in the head and committed suicide. So that's how they passed.
So mental, I'm a big advocate on mental health.
Yes.
Man's mental health anyway.
Yes.
So what do you do to suppress, you know what I'm saying, that?
What I do to suppress it? I'm really like I'm in purpose, bro. I'm really in purpose, and purpose is more powerful than poison.
Right.
It gave me the you know, opportunities like this. You know, who else? You know what I'm saying? With all the gun violence that's going on, with all the mental health issues that's going on, you know, who else is better to speak on it than somebody that walked through the fire?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't walked through the fire, I don't want you telling me nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm battle tested, and I'm not just battle tested to try to gain a recognition off of my kid's death. Cause I dealt with a lot of stuff before that. I was fighting for my life in prison. I wanted to commit suicide at one time, but purpose is more powerful than poison.
What do you think, Mark?
Well, man, I just want to commend you because that's tough. I couldn't imagine losing my kid, you know.
I couldn't either.
That's tough, bro. That's, to me, you know, I always wonder, you know, like guys, you know, the toughest thing for me was like losing my parents, you know, because I love them, you know, it's tough. But losing the kid, man, what is that?
Yeah,
What gets you up? I mean, what gets you up like today's a new day? I mean, that's tough. What was your mental like going through that?
Think about this.
For your first kid.
And think about this. I wasn't that type of dad. I actually had custody of my kid. I'll do respect to their mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, I actually had custody.
So you were in your dad's life.
Yeah, I wasn't one of those kids that popped on. I was when I had to be the penitentiary dad, I was the penitentiary dad. Right. But when I was on the scene, I was a dad. I was a dad. This ain't no now he here. You know what I'm saying? I was there all the time, and so that's just the connection that I had with my son and with my daughter and my son. I prayed. I prayed for him. You know, I was one of the ones that was at. They didn't think I could have kids.
Yeah, me too.
If I could be real, you know what I'm saying? Because of what we go through in the community and things like that. And when I actually had a son, and if you know Jawante, he looked just like me, and to see that, bro, to actually see him come inside of this world, and to see him be zipped up in that body bag and hauled off in that paddy wagon.
That's tough, man. That's
tough. And I preached my sons, both of my sons' funerals. And
that's really tough.
It is. That's the hardest thing right there.
Dog, that's tough.
I did the committal, you know, on my daughter. I did words of comfort, and I had to commit their bodies to the ground. But it's more, I most definitely want to speak on when the case closed. We probably got to do a part 2.
Yeah, we'll do part 2.
It gets deeper, you know, because I don't want to. I want to get past the court case situation. You know what I'm saying?
And, you don't want to speak on it.
Yeah, and I'm not upset with Isabella, I still pray for Isabella. I understand the situation, the one who killed my daughter.
Yeah.
And to the young man that you got to ask yourself this: to the young man that killed my son, you know, I pray for him. Cause you got to think, I was in that situation too. I was in prison.
Is that hard
you know what I'm saying?
to pray for somebody who done?
Well, I pray that he come into the knowledge of his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's what I. That's what.
But is it hard though? I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's spiritual.
So you say it's a spiritual thing?
Yeah, it's a spiritual thing. 'Cause I remember I could have very well been him. On both sides, I could have been him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't have grace shown to me and not
Extend grace.
not extend grace. Don't mean I got to hug you like I would to be around you, but I'm not mad within my. You feel what I'm mad. I'm mad.
Yeah.
But
you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
But you got a whole resistance. You know what I'm saying? You
I got a whole, I got a whole resistance. And like I say, for the mental illness with my son, the one who took his life, man, that's on a whole nother issue as well.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. I had a homeboy to do that to himself, man, and I just never could understand it, man. I wasn't in the shoes. It's just, damn, it's tough, man. It's tough to preach a kid's funeral. You gangster for that. Yeah, you done.
Man, hey, appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's why I was telling you, bro. Like, that's therapy, bro. Just getting it out.
Absolutely.
And I saw the emotions at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need. This is what.
TEN2 Media, everybody. TEN2 Media, everybody.